In today's episode, we are back, continuing the build of my 1995 Nissan GQ Patrol. In the last couple of episodes, we have rebuilt the whole underneath of the car, stripped it all out, new twin-locked GU diffs in, a complete superior engineering suspension upgrade. We're continuing on from there, tidying up a few bits and pieces, but what I'm most excited about is fitting the new wheels and tyres. Let's get into it. Proudly supported by Tread, Superior Engineering, and in part by Weeks Back.
Just doing modifications.
Just more mods.
More mods, more better.
So first job of the day is the GQ to GU steering box.
Yeah, and it's literally just like you unbolt it and replace it, you don't have to like modify nothing or anything. I've got to get a torch so people don't think I'm caveman using my phone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't use your phone.
So this coupling here, I undid this one, it wouldn't slide back far enough, so I've got to undo this one, slide them both back to get it off the box. These things can let go. You can buy like the 80 series coupler and it's like a metal uni joint instead of like just that rubber. It takes a whole bunch of slack out of it. Yeah, it's an awkward one in the video getting this box out because
Can't say anything.
it's tucked in here, yeah. You know, we just got to undo these 4 bolts and it's out.
So to pull it out, what were the things you undid?
The steering coupler, that rubber jointed thing that's in there, that's the steering shaft to the steering wheel. And then the 2 pair of steering lines. And then you've got to undo this. And then you've got to undo these. It's hard to see, but just there, on that casing there, there's like a little part of the casing that's like a mark. And then that line there is how you've got it centered.
So it must be centered to go in.
Yeah, well, otherwise you'll be able to turn one way, not the other.
What's the benefit of the GU steering box over the GQ one?
The most benefit is, this is a drop arm,
Yeah.
so you get better steering arm angle. You know, if you go over a bridge and the whole steering wheel turns,
Yeah.
this will reduce that a bit.
Don't they have a bit of a stronger center in them?
Apparently, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty well similar. They've probably got like slide upgrade seals and maybe bearings. I'm pretty sure lining that might be bigger, that comes out of it.
And it's just a simple bolt back on, is it now? Those 4 bolts back in and
Yeah,
clip
pretty much
everything
the
back
return
up.
what we did.
Don't need to go to the gym and just leave steering boxes all day.
I'm not gym strong, I'm mechanic strong.
Straight in, easy.
Look, I've done a couple. When you're this short, you know, you set it on your chest and you're good to go. I'll get some Loctite and I'll Loctite these and pull the steering bolts and that.
Not coming off. What do you choose to Loctite and not Loctite on a car?
Depends on the type of fastener and what the components for, but pretty much anything that's vital, like if it fails, it can kill you.
Yeah.
It's probably worth Loctite it just to be safe.
Yeah.
Imagine if these come undone, your steering box came off and you just had no steering and you're going down the highway to 100. If you want to be sure they're tight, I'll get the torque out. You hear that torque? Tight, very tight.
What are you doing now?
Just making sure it's in the centre. Yeah, all the lines are the same. They're literally like the boxes look identical on the outside. It's just the arm's different.
We're in, good to go.
While I'm up here, I might as well do this alternator, I suppose. Look at that, mate. How someone's had a nibble on that, eh? Better.
So can you run us through what happened with the old alternator?
So, the alternator works itself, right? Good
Yeah.
spare for when you're in the bush. Although, this vacuum pump on the back, pumps no vacuum. So you got no vacuum assist for your clutch, none for your brakes. That's why your brakes are real hard.
Yeah, because this car isn't braking very well and we figured out that's why.
Yeah. So I put a vacuum gauge, tested it on my car, tested it on your car, tested it on Chaz's car. Ours both work. Yours has literally I think it might have like 3 pounds of vacuum. They're meant to be like 30.
So we're swapping out the alternator because of that reason.
Also, we're changing this because you want to run some 12 volt and these only run like 50 or 70 amps.
Yeah, the new alternator I got's the big one, 100 amp hour.
Yeah.
Which will help charging up running the big winch.
Big winch, camera batteries and fridges and
Yeah, all that sort of stuff.
pretty much everything you need.
Big alternator. Nice big new vacuum pump, brakes back.
Brakes back's probably the main thing.
Main safety concern.
Yeah, it's very unsafe. Especially like once you put them big wheels on,
Yeah, you wouldn't want to
won't
be driving it anymore.
like you won't stop.
Yeah.
It's like impossible.
Because we've done everything, like we've done complete new brake, we've rebuilt all the brakes, the discs, the calipers, the pads, everything's new.
Yeah. So these vac pumps have oil and a drain, so like engine oil going to them, keep them lubricated, and a drain as well. So there's a bit extra to undo on this alternator than a normal alternator. Normally you just undo the back, the power, the earth, and then the belts and that, and then pull it out. Bloody hell, whoever put this fan in here, bloody hell, it's in me way, eh? Yeah, Trent bloody did me. It's hot too, you reckon the bloke could have cooled it down before he brought it in, don't he? At the moment, I've got a bolt on the front, and I've got this old janky looking hose down here with this old clamp. One more bolt and this thing's out.
Oh, is there a bolt on the front you got to undo?
Yeah, I don't think it's undoing, but... Oh yeah, it's slowly, I just can only get like a little bite at a time.
Yeah,
Just like this is in the way, fan's in the way, that's in the way. We'll see if I can get my little thing in there. Ready? You don't even throw it, mate, it does it itself. They teach you that in the Snap-on truck. That's why they're so expensive, you're paying for the treats. It's not doing it. Would have been nice.
So new plan, try and undo that bolt from underneath.
I should have went through there, right? So I just did all that for nothing, mate. You get that on the big jumps, you know.
Oh, look at that, perfect
Oh,
access.
yeah, right. It's definitely not happy, Tyler.
That's it, big alternator out.
Gyrograph for the alternator here, yeah. So you add 1,000 revolutions a minute, it's getting like not many amps,
Yeah,
but
it tells you down here too.
oh, look at that, mate.
So that's yeah, how it works. So you're getting the 100 amps.
4,000.
Yeah, that's
You're not
4,000.
gonna rev it that high.
Mate, I sit at 6,000 everywhere I go.
You probably got to think too. Is this like the alternator speed? Because the alternator's got a different size pulley. It's probably spinning faster than what your motor is.
Yeah.
Some stickers, mate. From Az. Thanks, mate. Yeah, thanks.
So it's our fresh alternator from Quick As.
Yeah.
Brand new alternator, vacuum pump on it. And what's the line that comes
So
with
this
it?
is a brand new upgraded charge. So your main charge off. So the GQs normally have a really small old. It's like 30-year-old now. So the wire's sort of broken down. It could also contribute to it not charging properly. And if you go whacking 100 amp, especially in these, like they're only 50 amp alternator, the wire that comes off the back's probably only rated 50 amp, not 100. So replace the whole thing.
And
That's
100 amp hour alternator being it just charges your batteries much faster
Yeah.
for dual battery systems, the big high mount winch, all those sorts of things.
Yeah. I'll get the new one in.
Bit of a painful spot there, let's be honest.
Yeah, look, I might be a pain and I'll come in through the bottom
Yeah.
so I can see what's going on.
So what's the first step to get those two bolts in to secure
Start
it?
the bottom bolts and then I'll get the new hose clamp on that old hose and this is a vacuum hose, so the other one was a bit crusty. I'm gonna just replace it.
We're slowly rebuilding this car, one hose at a time.
Yeah, one hose at a time.
Yeah.
You know, you keep all the other ones, they're still good spares, but... That's 14.5. It's charging, eh?
So new alternator works good.
Works good. The brakes still feel hard. I hear the vacuum's working. Pull the bolt out of it. Look at that. They're pulling 15 at idle, which isn't much, so there might be a leak somewhere. So before, it was reading like 2, so it's better. It's still not great. It could just be a leak in a line somewhere, but I'll have to do some checking.
And alternator's charging at 14.5 volts, which is good.
Idle. Yeah, good as.
Ready
Heaps good.
ready to go.
Ready to party. What's that? We definitely got a leak that way.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. Could be this. Could be that. I'll have to do some checks, but I don't know. I might as well keep getting through some of the big stuff and then come back at the end.
So they can just pop straight out.
These ones, yeah.
That's how- that's
the
how-
next ones, nah.
That's half the issue.
Maybe. Yeah, see, look at that. It's about that much longer.
Yeah, okay.
So, but that
So-
one was more.
Yeah. So when you flex, that's obviously it's gonna
Clanging.
yeah, it's gonna clang. It's
Yeah.
not gonna,
Yeah.
and it's not really doing its job properly if it's not holding
Pressure down.
pressure
Yeah.
through the flex. Like
You'll hop.
once it's loose,
Yeah.
it doesn't do much.
No downforce.
It's not forcing those wheels onto the ground.
That's a nice steering box in there, eh? Look at
Yeah.
that.
I'm a good bloke, put that in. How loose are those ones?
These? Oh, yeah, long. I don't even think the new ones are gonna fix it. Unless the new ones are way longer. Blue sweethearts.
So the next job we're doing is changing the coils. When we did the suspension and put the coils in that I got, they're not long enough at all. So they're just, the rear ones are pretty much gonna pop out, aren't they? The rear ones won't even hold. The front ones would probably hold, but they're still clang and bang everywhere. So the coils I had in are just standard ones. I had 4-inch soft in the front and 3-inch medium in the rear to try and sit it all at about 3-inch. But yeah, it just wasn't gonna work. So I ordered some Dobinson ones, the flexi coils. So we're hoping that they are long enough that they retain and hold pressure the whole way. So number one, they don't pop out, and number two, they don't clang and bang every time you flex. Is there any bad things about using flexis? They do.
They sag a bit.
They sag, so we got slightly longer.
Yeah.
So that when it sags, it'll sit what we want.
I think these are the longest 4-inch spring they have. Because they're flexies, they'll sit at the 3-inch anyway.
And then the other thing I did was in the front from Superior, I got some new bump stops because once we did the front bump stops, they were busted off at the end. So as you can see, they were missing the end soft bit there, which means they were too short and don't work properly. Now we can put those fresh bump stops in the front and use those spacers, which we had to temporarily put there, here in the back to space this bump stop out a bit more so it doesn't smash up in there on full flex.
Yeah, I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles. Shit, I'm in my element, cause I'm getting at this level to the game. All of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need no help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. I snap for the sun like Diddy. The riches got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy.
Made some big unit. Ready? Ready? Yeah.
Muscle.
So if you want to go and film Sean do your tyres,
Nice fresh blue there. Maybe I'll paint the car that blue to match the coils. Front coils and bump stops in there, so yeah, there's a tiny bit of movement in them up the front there, but it's not very much. It's definitely better there. Those front ones are going to stay stable and solid through the whole length of that travel. The passenger side does drop a little bit more, so there is a bit more movement there, but it's not much. We'll see how we go. The back are definitely better. They're not going to fall out now. There is still a little bit of movement in them there. Once again, we'll just see how we go. I don't know, like it's hard to get big long springs to match all the travel because I got such long shocks with huge travel in them. They're the 6-inch ones. Superior's second biggest shock, so I think it's like 12 inches of travel, but this is the problem you have. And then if you get too long of springs, then you got like a big lift. I don't want a big lift in this car, I just want to sit about 3 inch, so it's always a difficult one trying to find that balance, but we're getting pretty close now anyway. It's definitely gonna be much better than what it was.
Set the pace as long as you finish. Consumers find a way inside your business. Babble if they try to dabble in it and they hate the fact that they may have to witness. You trying to aim for the top like this and you're in your element with a fire like this and they hoping you fall and they praying you miss, but it's all in the risk. I got you.
Now this is what I'm most excited for. These new wheels and tyres, they look so good. So with this car, I wanted to go for a chrome look. On the GU Patrol, the nav, like it's always been a black look. And I didn't want to just keep doing black my whole life, so that's why I've gone the chrome look. We've got the chrome grille, the chrome wheels, and we've got a chrome snorkel coming as well that we're going to be putting on it, so I just wanted to go for a bit of a different theme, but they look so good. So these are Dirty Life Mesa wheels. They're a 17-inch rim, 17 by 9. They're from Dynamic Wheel Co. And then the tyres are a 35 by 12.5 R17 Maxxis Razor tyre. So being that they are a 35, I will have to get them engineered. The same thing that I did to the GU, so I'll be getting the GQ engineered for a 3-inch lift and 35s. And I've gone a 17-inch rim just because this is the size they came in. There's much more cool styles, I guess, in 17-inch rim. On my other two cars have 16. I probably personally wouldn't go a 17-inch rim on a 33. I feel like there's not enough rubber left otherwise. But with a 35-inch tyre, there's still a fair bit of rubber with a 17-inch rim, which works well for off-road. Well, a little noise going on. So now it's just a matter of Sean's going to start fitting them up, work our way through, fit each wheel to the tyre. And can't wait to get them on the car. It's going to make a big difference because right now it's got or a suspension lift in it, but the tiny old tyres and wheels on it. And then with the tyres, they're Maxxis Razors. They're a full off-road tyre. I would love to get a set of Treps or something one day, but they're just hopeless on the road. You destroy them too quickly when you're driving away for bigger trips. So the Razor are that in-between mud tyre. Next job on the list for the day is wire up the diff lockers, which Nick's already started doing some of. The motorbike's loud. What's happening so far?
I pulled the seat up so I can get to the factory grommet. I put my wire insertion tool through the floor.
So why wire's going through the floor here? Like why the locker's gone in that area?
Position?
Yeah.
Well, that's where the factory loom that goes to the tail lights and everything, it comes off this, runs into the floor and then runs down and out. So I'll bunch this up all real nice with the factory like loom.
And run it to the front and rear diff from that spot in the floor?
From that spot, both of them. One will go that way, one will go this way.
With conduit around them?
Yeah, I just got to poke it through, get the length, and then all this will be in the car. So I've just got them short at the moment, so I can just pull the length that I need.
Yeah.
Tuck them where I need them. I'll put the conduit over them, finish them up all nice.
And so they're just plugs on the end, so those plugs will go down to the
your
diffs.
diff,
Yeah.
And then this gets wired in.
Do you have to get power to those wires somehow?
Yeah, through the other half of the loom that they have. So I'll have to run a wire from engine bay in
To join up to this one?
to join up.
Yeah.
Like these join into like the other loom. So they've got like,
Oh yeah.
so it's already like pre-done. A relay, an earth. Got to look up what they are, but I assume it's power. And then I assume this one's light for your switch. This is where your locker's going to.
Yeah.
You just wire them into that.
Yeah, so you've already put the switches on, the plugs on the end there, so you just plug straight into them.
Yeah.
There's those bump stops too, extended bump stops.
Extended. And like we'll fiddle with them until we get the right height. You'll have to flex it up and see
Yeah.
if you can go further or less. So if I put this back like onto this, you'll be happy camper?
Yeah, so you're just going to run it there with the brake line.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. What do you reckon?
Zippy tyre on.
Yeah, I'll just zippy tie him onto that. And
then
then I'll go right up and then run along that.
And then just away from the exhaust, I guess, so
Yeah,
they melt it.
I'll put it up like up on the top side of it.
Yeah, and then across that cross member and down the chassis.
Yeah.
Up through the floor. You're just going to run it down the chassis here too?
Well, the diff's on this side over here.
Yeah, true.
So I'm just having a bit of a look-see, enjoying a minty.
Rear one's run back up to here. Now front one, you're going to send it through the middle cross member. Through there.
I'll run it along with all of the brake and fuel lines.
Throw them in the bin.
Yeah.
Get some real ones on. Oh, big lift.
Luckily I'm a big boy.
Bit of poke there on that side. Obviously when it's on the hoist, the panhard allows the diff to go across, but even on the inside it's still a bit of poke. Gonna need some flares, some garden trimming. So while the lockers are being wired up, wire up the breathers at the same time. So these are from all 4x4 spares. Black Horse 4x4 driveline breather kit. More than just a diff breather.
It's a bit ugly here, but what do you do, eh?
So there's 4 of them, right, to run from both diffs.
Yeah, there's also a T-piece, so I could run your gearbox and your transfer together if you incline that way, but yeah.
Or you can run them separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all four components, two diffs, a gearbox and a transfer. And they're all the components that'll suck water in, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what's the idea behind a breather kit? Because you could probably answer it better than me.
You put the air intakes above the water real high, because when you get water in there and they're hot diffs, it just sucks it in like a straw.
Yeah, because they all have breathers already, they just don't run very
They're not
high.
enough,
Yeah, so we just run them all higher up into the engine bay, and that allows them all to breathe and not suck water and mud.
Yeah. No one likes to suck water and mud,
No, bad time.
especially not a TD42
No.
with a 12 mil.
So breathers are a pretty important, cheap, must-do safety precaution for vital
I haven't got
components.
any, but yeah, I recommend doing them.
Yeah, a bit of a three-piece there now. Brake, breather, and locker line.
And fuel. 4-piece. Chicken tonight.
So to go on the new tyres and wheels, I have a tyre pressure monitoring system from Oricon. This is an external one, so we can just screw them on the outside of the tyres once they're actually all together, not like those internal ones. I've tried both the internal and external ones now. I don't know, like, there's not much of a muchness, just depends how you want to run it. It's obviously much easier to change and put on the external ones. The internal ones you have to pull your whole tyre apart. But it just means you can keep an eye on the pressure of your tyres and the temperature of your tyres. So, you know, if one develops a leak or whatever, you know about it, or if you got them up too high driving in summer and they get too hot, you'll know about it. That sits up on your dash, solar, so it charges from the sun, and then yeah, you got one on each tyre. There's inside your box. You got 6 in the pack. I only need 5, but I'll have a spare one. Screw them on, and there's your monitor that sits on the dash and Bluetooth's up to them. Nick's just working his way through the breathers. We got nearly all 4 tyres mounted up. Super stoked of how they're coming out. I reckon it looks so good. Changes the whole look completely. All that nice shiny suspension underneath, shiny wheels. It's going to be a shame when I smash this thing through the track. So the plan is this car is going to Tassie in January. That's basically what we're working towards over the next couple of months, getting this thing fully ready for a big Tassie trip. How are the breathers all coming along?
Oh yeah.
Getting there?
Oh yeah. Just roughly routing them all to the right length.
Are they all coming this side up?
Yeah. Probably. Ideally, I reckon. Got the front diff, gearbox transfer, and then I'll just run the back one.
Gotta aim for the top like. Hold up. Yeah, I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles. Said I'm in my element, it's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like.
Front and rear diff, and then a transfer and gearbox together.
Yeah, so look, they give you this. Ideally you have it as high as you can, but I can't have it there because your compliance plate's there. Maybe over here somewhere.
Yeah.
Like that's still pretty high.
Yeah.
Like if you're all that deep in water.
TDs are running under the bottom, on the bottom of the ocean anyway.
Pretty much. Pretty much, you know.
Nothing worries them.
Nothing worries them, mate.
So mount that up and that's the breather kit done.
Yeah.
Let's make you figure out. You figure out. Come over here with POV.
We've got the camera crew in.
Camera crew, look at that. Let's see if it's flat or what.
Testing 1, 2. Is that your special new wheel nut socket?
Yeah. I got them.
Look at that, eh?
They're on.
Just let you know, I've got that same lock nut tool laid.
Shut up. He's doing.
We'll see how it sits and what annihilates things.
That's your spring. You're hard on there, right?
That's not looking too good.
That's hard on there. How big was your car before? Look how big the front of it is.
Yeah.
That's fully off the hood.
Looks sweet as that.
Perfect. Oh, that's literally perfect.
So we need one of them. We can always just
On
nick,
it up.
we can always just nick that corner
Full
off.
compression.
Nick, this little.
We could just like slice them off a bit.
Just
Give it a bit of a touch up. So the front one's alright. We'll just take, well yeah, until I'm off road.
Flaps off.
Take the flaps off. We're just going to have to do something about those rear ones. Obviously with them we're still going to have to make the flares a bit bigger. Because I've got the GU diffs, it brings it out wider.
Pretty sure they don't fit in there from factory, them switches. You have to file out this little corner.
So a bit of custom work.
Oh yeah, a bit of custom work in here, mate.
Yeah. Next custom
Look at that, look at that.
GQ factory. So we haven't done an update yet, so we should say what's going on.
So what's going on?
They
Lift
came
this
in.
up here. Under that black plate, there's a grommet. I've ran the wires through it neatly with my wire insertion tool. And then I've wrapped it in conduit, and it goes up along with the wires, and then ends. The factory wires end, and then I run it up in the floor. It's going to come out under your center console. And these here wire into this here. So once I figure out where this is mounted, I'll chop these and then join them. From
And
there up under our center console and steering, like center console surround again, we'll go up under to the switches.
Yeah. Front rear switch
Front
just
rear
there.
switches. I'll probably put the relay up under here, so then it's like, unless you're in my state water, they're dry.
Yeah.
And then just got to run the power and the light power, and then you'll be sweet.
Ready to go.
Yeah, be hectic.
We just got to change the stickers on them.
Yeah, you got to change the stickers because that's all.
Yeah.
The other ones don't fit in there.
Yeah, the Harrop ones don't fit. They're a bit big, so you got some smaller ones to go there.
Yeah.
Change the stickers on them to locker stickers.
Yeah. Ugh, you excited or what?
I'm keen as to drive this thing down the road straight to the cop station.
I'm driving it first, eh?
Oh, I hope you know how slow it's going to be now.
Yeah, well, I've been told. I've been warned. It was already pretty slow.
It's gonna be a lot slower.
All the interior back together there, locker wise, yeah, running underneath it all, and twin locked. Just still got to change those buttons there so it doesn't say AUX lights.
Yeah, your clutch booster must be. What's that like all the way?
Right, that's right. That's that 20, that max 30.
Yeah. I'll probably just block it off for now. We'll have to do the clutch booster, so it won't be any different to what your clutch is being used to. But when you get a new booster, your clutch will be real light. Yeah. And they're joined together. They're on the same vacuum, so that's why the brakes are heavy. But if I block that, you'll have brakes, but the clutch will be same.
Yeah, okay.
So what we worked out is that's why brakes aren't working, because the clutch booster
Yeah.
is gone. So you just pulled the lines off.
So I pulled the brake line off and blocked it.
Yeah.
And no different to how it was. I only got like 15 grams on there. And then put that back on. And then I pulled this one off, the clutch, and then with it blocked, it goes all the way to the end of the gauge,
Yeah.
which is what you want. You want good vacuum.
Yeah.
And then with it on there, it's only letting it get about 15. So it's not like a full exploded hole. It's just a little hole that's leaking something out.
Yeah, so the clutch booster,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah, leaking somewhere, which is letting the pressure out of the line.
Yeah, so I'll block that off.
Block that off, and
I'll just
then-
put a bolt in it.
Yeah.
And then we'll get one of them. I think you can buy them for about 100 and something, nearly 200 bucks.
Yeah. But at least now I'll have
You'll have
brake
brakes,
spakes.
because you're going to need them. I don't have a booster. My car's got nothing,
Yeah.
and it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
You just get a nice strong left leg.
Get those, don't even need to do leg day at the gym.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, you have to do right leg, unless you lock the accelerator. Yeah.
Bloody GQs, mate.
Just a few Ks, you know.
Bit a few worn out parts on the big girl.
Put this sweetheart back on, eh?
So just putting some of this piping back together, pulled off yesterday. It's obviously completely destroyed, but this is my big new snorkel and airbox, so that'll be going on the car soon. So just worry about that next job. So obviously that's the air box that'll get pulled out, piping will get pulled in the bin, and it's going to be a bonnet entry snorkel through that corner, and you have an airbox in there somewhere. Big chrome snorkel to match the chrome wheels and grille.
See is what you get. Peep that bam and see me flex. Don't hit me with those free texts. Fuck boys want but get no sex.
A little bit of trimming now to make the 35s fit. So just pull the front mud flaps off, they should be alright then. And then you put a new bolt in that because that was kind of leaning into it.
Gonna have to go for a
Test
bit of
drive.
a test drive. or see.
Flex it, see what it hits. But at least it'll drive now.
Yeah.
It'll drive, just depends when I take it off, off-road what's gonna happen. The GQs don't fit as well 35s as the GUs. Like GUs fit easy with a lift.
You fit 35s with no lift on the GU.
I did that, it just hit when I tried to flex.
If you want to take it slow.
So I got the car down off the hoist, it's all drivable. Drove it in onto the 4-poster hoist, so now we can do a wheel alignment. You did a wheel alignment the other day when we first did the suspension,
Yeah.
but now you're doing a proper one or something.
Since we've changed the springs, I'll have to change all your panhards and put
Yeah.
your steering wheel straight. And I'm pretty sure the other day we looked at your pinion angle and set that with your upper arms and everything. So I'll just double check everything and
Make it everything's nice and straight, steering good. Front tyres are fine now with those mud flaps gone, but yeah, we're probably still gonna have to do something about these back ones because it's pretty close. So what do these things do anyway?
so these are like an infrared target. So up there you'll see flashy laser camera thing. By it being there, these are like calibrated to that. It knows what angle the wheels are, how out, how much toe, like it knows
So
everything.
you got to adjust the panhards, which make sure both wheels are
In the center.
in the center, because that obviously centralizes the diff. So panhards even so that the poke is even on both sides. And then what else do you adjust in under here to adjust your wheels?
So that front steering arm on the front,
Yeah,
adjusts pretty much your steering wheel.
yeah.
The one on the back adjusts your toe. That's pretty much on a solid axle. That's pretty much all you do. Like, you can't change the caster. You've got radius arms that are set to a certain caster, so that's just what they are. Unless you get bushes, which you're better off just getting the radius arm like what you've got.
The reason I wanted bigger offset, like it's already going to have big offset because it's got the wider GU diffs, and I got pretty wide wheels as well. It's just so much better on the tracks, like so much more practical, and this is what this car is for four-wheel driving and tough tracks. So it gives you so much more stability because your stance is wider, and when you're in ruts and all those scenarios where you're close to things, the tyres keep the body off them from smashing panels in. So you can see on this car, like, you know, how far the body actually is in from the tyres. On the GU, there's not much distance between the tyres and the body. It's a constant nightmare trying not to smash everything in on it.
Yeah, we've got camber, so that one's dead straight, and that one's got 0.1, so like nothing. And I just made the steering wheel straight, right?
Yeah.
So the wheel's straight, but the total toe is only 1.5 mil. So this one's towing in 40, and this one's towing in 30. So when I drove on, the wheel would have been crooked, but it would still drive straight. So now I need to lock the steering wheel where it's dead straight, and then I'll adjust this front arm and that back arm to make that all close.
So you want them all to be green, do you?
Technically.
Yeah.
Green's the specs that, so I've put in like Nissan Patrol. You don't have 16s, but there's no option for bigger wheels.
Yeah.
So I just put the biggest one. This is the factory specs. Anything green is factory specs. So when you have like more caster and that,
Yeah.
I'll do a caster sweep. It's probably not gonna be green because we've got more than what factory is. It doesn't know that you've got like a 4-inch lift in it.
Yeah.
This is where the experience comes in. Hey Sean, you do me a mad deadly?
Hey, twin lock, you a roller.
My car's right up there.
Rubs everywhere.
Just get a guard truck right there. I told you, Tyler, this is going to have to get some of garden edge in
Told you
there.
needs a border job.
So that's what I was saying. Like with those spaces, your tyre won't hit there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So without those bump stop spaces,
You'll be
it'll
up
hit
in
in
there.
there.
Yeah.
And you get no drive.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just
So
destroy
on
it
full
all.
bump, if you just literally cut that through there and a little trim on that, you'll be sweet.
Yeah.
If we trim,
So is that on full bump stop now?
That's full bump. Like
Yeah.
the bump is like squished.
Yeah. So that's all your up travel.
but yeah, you'll have way more down travel. And like the front's not doing anything yet. The front's barely doing anything.
Yeah.
Like you've still got 4 inches of shock there. Land Cruiser blokes, eh?
If you want to take it slow, oh, hop up on my jet and roll to Tokyo.
I'm having a read here of what everything we're doing, so I can try and remember to.
You got the job card?
Yeah, that's what I got. I got the job card. But it just means you can keep an eye on the temperature mainly and the pressure. But just means